Recently I made a video about Ninneko showing you how I'm making $350 per day playing this game, and I've asked you in the comments whether you wanted to see a part 2 on how I bred and sold one of these NFTs for 10.5 BNB. So here is the video, and I'm going to explain why and how did that happen. So the breed that we are going to be talking about is right here. It was a Hilt Reader Thunder Warrior as a virgin, sold for 10.64 BNB just a couple of days ago to a very nice guy that I found over on Telegram, and that was bred by me. You can see the parents right here, Hikaru and Green Beret, and I am actually the owner of these two Ninnekos. We go into my account right here, inventory, and you can see that Hikaru and Green Beret are those parents. Now, how did I get to the point where I can breed an NFT that gets sold for 10 BNB is a mystery even to me. Now, it goes without saying that huge shout out has to go to Ninneko that have approached me in regards to a sponsorship and for a partnership, promote their game on my channel. I usually only do it for a stable coin, and they have told me that they want to give me an NFT, and at that time, which was about a month ago, their NFT their NFTs were at a $150 floor. So I was a little bit skeptical, I'm not going to lie. I saw the floor. The total volume of BNBs was about 5,000 BNBs. It's currently at 20k, and you can see how the floor has risen right here. So this right here is a great example. This is someone that's taking the information from the BSC network about Ninneko, and he is plotting them on the graph. So you can see 29th of January, I actually started on 25th, 27th when they have approached me, and the floor was about $170, $150. You can see right here that it's below half a BNB, which at that time was about 180, and you can see how that floor has risen like mad. Absolutely mental how the floor is rising. You can see the daily volume is rising, and the average purchase price is also increasing every single day as the game is progressing and as it is getting more traction. Now, so I started right here, and they approached me with an offer of a couple of NFT boxes which would contain virgin NFTs, and I sold some of them straight away. I didn't even look at the genes, I didn't look at anything, and it was probably my mistake to do that, because I sold some very decent Ninnekos for just pennies, right? And they were bought straight away because I didn't look at anything. But if we go into an NFT right here, you can see all of these details, and it's pretty much copied from Axie Infinity. Not going to lie, right here you have the hidden one, you have the hidden two, which correspond to the genes that can be passed on, and you have one active ability and then 3 passive abilities. And this one sold so high because it has probably the best abilities that you can get in the game. First of all, it has an AoE that reduces block for your opponent, then when it dies it deals AoE damage, and then it also increases the damage of the skill, and if you're using a basic attack it deals 80% to one enemy with the highest attack. So overall it's a well balanced meta Ninneko that is doing very, very well, and there's only 2 of them in existence, and I am the owner, or I used to be the owner of the only 2. So I got very lucky when it comes to breeding and when it comes to the parents that created this NFT. And that single NFT also allowed me to expand my farm. You can see right here that I am breeding all of those reader meta Axies. The reason I'm going for a reader because I think it's insanely good in the current meta. You can see right here that I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 readers that I'm currently breeding, and the reason for that is we go into a marketplace, and if we just clear all of those filters, and you can see the floor being at 440. If I just type in reader, the floor jumps to 600. Now if I put it with some decent abilities, let's say Hilt, let's go for an Angel, let's go for Dracula, you can see the floor is still very, very high. We go for a Pawn, now we go for a Biggie. All of these abilities are very, very good AoE abilities, and you can see that the floor is not dropping. So whatever faction you can get as a reader and then an AoE ability on top of it, you will be making profit. So that's my thinking behind it. That's the reason that I started doing this, is that meta NFTs are currently going for a very high price because there's only 15,000 of them available. So imagine getting into a game like Axie Infinity that has some meta teams and there's only 15,000 of them available. So I was very early, and I am the owner of very unique and very rare NFTs, hence why I was was able to sell them. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you're going to be able to do the same, because I was very lucky with the breeding, and also I received some virgins with relatively decent genes in R1 and R2 that were able to breed these virgins. So I used the money that I made inside of the game to start the breeding process. If we add some more skills right here, monocle is another good one that I'm not currently, I don't own any, but monocle is a good one, and a yellow as well. So you can see all of these abilities are very good and very high in floor. So the first breed costs about $300, so you can imagine the profits that you can make if you sell them for 3 BNB and upwards. And I have a couple of these going about as well. So another example is this one right here. It has pawn, Cymric, I'm not sure how to pronounce that one, but it has 68% armor penetration, and that is a high number. And it also has the reader, which is probably my favorite ability. And if we look at this one in the marketplace, if we just clear all of these filters, it does have a pawn, it does have a reader, and it does have a Cymric. So there is none of them for sale. And if we go to all of them in existence, I am the owner of the other one that exists. And if you go into newborn, then you can see right here that I am the owner of the other 2s that exist. So this one I can probably sell for another 10 BNB. Not that I'm interested in currently, because I am making a breeding farm, but you can see how this can be a profitable endeavor as this game grows, and you have access to very unique NFTs that no one else possesses, right? If someone wants to start a reader pawn breeding farm, it's going to be very hard. Obviously they can go for a different tail. If I remove the tail, there's a bunch of them in existence. If you go for sale, there's a couple of them, but not all of these tails are going to be very good. Cymric is good, and all of these are usually passive ones. Like if you look at the flower right here, it has 36% block, so that's nowhere near as good as 68% armor penetration. So that's why the price goes up so much. And just to show off how much luck I had in this game, this energy printer is probably the best example right here. You can see that it has Dracula, which deals 160% damage. It has a stun, and it attacks all enemies in the front lane, so it attacks half of the team. And it also has an aerial right here, 85% damage skill. And this was incredibly lucky, because if you look at the parents actually didn't have that good of an ability. This one right here only had the aerial, which was good. The rest of the genes, very crap. Shuriken, not that good. Bug, not really that good. When it comes to the other parent, this one was okay. It had an okay eye, not the best. The tail was okay, and the skill Dracula was very good. So I bred them together only once, never risked it anymore, and I got the perfect tail as well as the perfect ability. So that's how much luck I had. It's hard to repeat that, but if you do want to start a farm for yourself, it's probably going to be quite expensive if you want to go for virgins that are actually in the meta. So I would recommend to look through the newborns. Those are virgins that will be ready in a couple of days, but definitely don't try to go for the floor, because you can lose some money. Only one breed will be profitable on the floor, whereas if you go for something a little bit rare, then you can breed it a bunch more times. And always have a look at the hidden abilities right here. Those have 34% chance, if I'm not messing up the percentages, to pass on, and then hidden 2 also has a percentage chance as well. So if you look at the ones that I have, which is the pawn one right here, you can see that it has hilt as hidden 1. So hilt is the ability that I actually sold for 10 BNB, and it also has a wild in hidden 1. Wild is like a mystic part in Axie, but it actually has some utility. And then hidden 2, it has a chicken as well. Chicken is another insane ability like the one that I have right here, and those sell very expensive as well. If we look at those, chicken together with a reader, you can see that the floor is actually close to 4 BNB. So this is another insane ability. So the one that I have is just simply insane with the genes that it has for breeding. This is another one that I bred actually, and it also have very good genes. It had chicken, it had brick, and it had the Cymric and the reader, all of which have been passed over to the offsprings. So yeah, if you are looking to start a breeding farm in Ninneko, definitely familiarize yourself with the meta that is going on in Ninneko right now. Don't go for any old versions that you can find. Let's actually have a look. Let's have a look at the floor, whether we can find anything that is worthwhile looking at. Like just looking at them, you will get to know the abilities. Currently that might not be saying a lot to you, but once you do play the game for a little while, then you know which abilities are good and which are not that good. I think the guitar is okay. Let's see, 150% attack to one enemy, so you can see it's not AoE, it's only attacking one person. Let's look at TNT. That has 200% attack to the closest enemy, and it increases armor penetration. So all of these abilities are just hitting one person. So let's see if we can find anything AoE at the start. Hook is the first one that we can find. It has 180% attack to enemies in the back lane, so it's semi AoE, but the burger is not that good. Flash not that good unless you have a high CC team, and the detail, again, accuracy and critical damage not that good. So if you were to breed this one, it wouldn't be profitable. It simply wouldn't, because the genes are not that good. Just imagine breeding a very bad Axies as well. These things need to work together to make sense. So if you look at some of these abilities, looking through the floor, let's see if we can find anything that is worth a while looking at. I mean, some of these, if you look into detail, they might have decent genes in the hidden 1 and the hidden 2, so if you are willing to take a chance, those might also be worth taking a shot. But I want to find something that is good at the first glance, that has the highest percentage chance to work out. You can see this is the first shuriken that we see. Shuriken is actually decent if you are building a 1 NFT team, because it has very high damage just versus one opponent. Brick is the first one that I see with Pangolin, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but Brick is actually dealing 220% attack to the nearest vertical enemies, so you will be hitting 2 enemies, so that's semi AoE as well. And this Pangolin is insane. It increases 71% block, so this is something that might be worth breeding. And Squinting at round 4 increases 30% attack, so that's also really good. One critical strike, increase 50% critical damage. That's okay, it's not the best, but you have 3 out of 4. And if you look at the hidden one, Boomerang is not bad. It's definitely higher up than some of the abilities that we have seen, but if you are just starting out and you're looking for some budget ones to breed, then looking at a Brick will definitely be a decent choice. So hopefully with this tutorial I have brought you a little bit of a knowledge, maybe not tutorial but a video. I can definitely make a part 2 focused on just breeding, the breeding genes, and make a detailed guide on which abilities are the strongest when it comes to the genes, the active abilities as well as the passive ones. But I just wanted to show you how I sold that NFT for over 10 BNB and why that is possible in this game if you are looking to invest and start your own breeding farm because you were a little bit too late to Axie Infinity. This might just be the other opportunity, but obviously not financial advice. Do your own research. Don't listen to some guy on YouTube telling you what to do or what you can do. Just remember that. Always look through white papers and always check if that's an endeavor that you want to focus on and follow through. So if you guys enjoyed this video, let me know in the comment section down below. What do you think about this game and the possible farms and NFTs that you can breed? If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel for daily play to earn content, and I will see you in the next one.